all modern metal bands sound the same. At least this has been an ongoing debate in the industry for quite some time. So today I want to play a devil's advocate here and present you a product, a solution, which will allow you to sound all the bloody same, man. Not really, but you get the gist. I am releasing my Metal Songwriting Template in Reaper, which will allow you to sound consistent and get good results fast with MIDI drag and drop, and you can record your demos into it and sound good. And by the end of this video, I would like to open up this discussion a bit further. So, let's do it. Without doing too much talking, let's see how this sounds. Different drums. Back to P5. Pretty cool, right? Hey, I'm Dr. Mike Trubetskov, and I'm here to bring valuable information and products on recording and mixing metal. So mate, please like and subscribe and share this with your friends so that the algorithm pushes this further. Let's go. So, I need to do some due diligence and explain how this works properly so that you don't have any problems. You get MIDI drums and MIDI bass. You drop them into the project, into the according folder. I will have two versions, one containing Superior Drummer, if you use that, and another one containing GGD P5, which I think is more preferred because it sounds a little bit more modern, and I think it's a little bit better library for this style of music. You get your multi-tracks online, as I did with the Architects, or you just record yours and program yours. You put the MIDI files into the corresponding position, and here, for GGD, I have a P5 channel with general MIDI mapping or a regular P5 with P5 mapping. Now, sometimes mapping may be off, so you need to tweak it, but in most cases, it's fine as is. Then you set out the tempo for the project, and then you drop your bass into the submission bass channel. Based on my tests, you can basically use most of submission audio products with great results. I tried Gin Bass and Umansky Bass, and they sounded great. You just need to adjust the output in Contact yourself. That's it. For guitars here, you drop your DIs, and for an ampsim, I'm using the infamous Clairvoyant. However, if you don't have one, you can replace Clairvoyant with any ampsim of your choice and just bypass the cab block, because there is a lot of processing after the amp, including cab IR, which is the infamous S-Pre's. For vocals, I am using the Gamma Suite, and again, I recommend you to get it because it is sick and has everything you need, but if you don't have it, well, I guess you could use something else of your choice. By default, GST ToneForge DI match is also present in the guitar channels, and I found that this really lifts the tone to a great level and gives better consistency as well. However, it would work without ToneForge, so if you don't have one, it would be fine. I do recommend to have it though. And now, this template otherwise uses all the free plugins, the list of which I will give you in the description. Now, one of the things that you may experience by using this template for recording purposes is that it would introduce some latency inevitably. So my solution to this would be switch to the lowest buffer possible. I'm using 1024 right now because this is a combined template with all the instruments included. Record at maybe 64 or 128 at best. And if you still do experience latency, just disable the processing, maybe just like that, and record your guitars raw and then put your processing back. Also check this out. You can drop your MIDI into the Synths channels and use Vital with my synth preset, and it sounds like this. Pretty fat, right? This template is available to my first tier YouTube subscribers, for which I will leave the link in description. So if you want this, just subscribe to my first paid tier. It's like $5 a month. It's not much. In reality, nothing prevents you from paying off once, grabbing the template and just going away. That's okay. But I'm willing to constantly improve this. I'm willing to implement different features based on your feedback and requests, and you will receive this template alongside with other upgrades and other bonuses like Axe live patches, drum samples, and anything that I come up with for my work that I find valuable for you to share, as well as you can request in the polls too. So I hope that this convinces you to stay on to this. Plus, maybe you just want to be nice to me. Maybe not. Up to you. So, I'm really excited to share this with you. And that is literally it. I do not to dwell too long on how I processed elements and stuff, because you can just get it and take a look yourself. Ask questions in comments or hit me up if you experience any issues. This has been beta tested and there were no issues as far as I know, but if you do encounter some, hit me up. And otherwise, I want you to use this to your best advantage, to create the best sounding demos, to not get distracted by the endless tone tweaking, and get to write the best modern music possible. So this is the goal, and I hope that you really do find this useful. Let's conclude this video by speaking briefly about that myth about all the modern metal bands sounding the same. I disagree with this. It may have been a thing in 2016, but the sound of the niche has grown and developed so much. And yes, it is a polished sound, it has a lot of samples, and it has a lot of refinement, and it ducks out quite a bit of character in drum cymbal frequencies, for instance, or guitar cab IRs, for instance, notching out that trebly harsh frequencies which sometimes form the character of the sound. However, I firmly and truly believe, after listening to basically only the modern metal material for the past year, that not the mix and the sound and the tone that you have here defines how your band sounds, rather than the actual music and the performance and the riff writing and the songwriting and the choruses and the use of atmosphere. And that is what makes your band unique and allows it to stand out. And the mix, yes, it is more pocketed in the niche towards the tone, but that tone is so incredibly hard to get. And no, dropping your band into the template would not let your music message to actually come through unless you spend the time dialing it in so that all the elements represent what you're after properly. So, this statement to me, on the surface, made sense a few years ago, but right now it's very, very far from reality. Please open up the discussion with me in comments, and I'm keen to hear your spin on this. I hope you find this useful, and I hope you can apply it to your next songs. And until next time, keep in touch, get it, and rock the hell on, man.